This is on the AA.com website, and it reads, Zimbabwe Health Minister fired over $60 million COVID-19 graft. Hi guys, it's a girl lilymutamztv, also known as Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that Z posts a video. That Z has uploaded a video. Thank you so much for more than 73,000 subscribers. Na totala sana. It simply means thank you. In this video, I'll be talking about the Minister of Zimbabwe, Health Minister of Zimbabwe. In Zambia, we have one who is very corrupt. His name is Dr. Chilufya, and he's still standing. He even goes to parliament. But I like what the Zimbabwean president has done. This is what we call leadership. So I'm going to read an article and then make my commentary on this, because this is what is happening in Zimbabwe currently, where a minister was misappropriating funds of COVID-19 and so many things that led to the instant dismissal. I want to read it exactly the way it is, and then I'll make my commentary. So let me read it. So this is on a website called AA.com. Yeah. And the article reads, Zimbabwe Health Minister fired over $60 million COVID-19 graft. Wow. Obadaiah Moyo relieved of his duties owing to inappropriate conduct of work. That's an article. So it says, Zimbabwean Health Minister Dr. Obadaiah Moyo has been fired over alleged involvement in the $60 million COVID-19 scandal that also wrapped in President Emmerson Mnangagwa's family. Hey, you are a doctor. You've been hired as a minister because we believe you know the job, and you decide to be part of 60 million scandal. Don't doctors get a lot of money? Okay, in Zimbabwe, doctors get paid $100 per month. I forgot. Oh. So this is like an opportunity to steal. Okay. In a statement on Tuesday, Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Meshek Sivanda, announced that Moyo has been relieved of his duty by the president. Now, this is how an African president and leader should behave, and not babysitting Dr. Chilufya because the man is corrupt. I don't even know why the president of Zambia even allows Dr. Chilufya when the man has so many scandals. For those of you who may not be aware, in Zambia, the doctor who is a minister awarded a $17 million contract to a pharmacy which doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all. He has not been arrested. Well, he was arrested for only 30 minutes and he was released on bail, and he was in parliament the very same day he was arrested. See our neighboring country, Zimbabwe. For that one, President, I love you for this. This is how it should be. If somebody is misappropriating funds, you fire them instantly without questions. Okay. In terms of Section 30, subsection 1 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, the president has removed Dr. Obadaiah Moyo from office of cabinet minister with immediate effect for conduct inappropriate for a government minister, the statement read. Now that is what we need to hear. where cabinet ministers are fired immediately for misappropriation of funds and conduct, because it is against the constitution. And I like the fact that the man used, section 30 to fire. Section 340 to fire. Well done, sir. You use the law to fire people. There's an audio I'm going to link down below where the president of Zambia said he is unable to fire certain people because the constitution doesn't allow him. Well, I thought the president is the head of the country and therefore can fire people with reasons like this. When you have such reasons, you can use the constitution to fire people. It's just probably him ignoring the fact that the man is corrupt, or maybe they know something that they are doing together. I don't know. But President of Zimbabwe, you deserve a round of applause, honestly. But President of Zimbabwe, you deserve an applaud, honestly, for what you have done. Okay. The embattled minister was arrested last month for allegedly awarding to lucrative tender to Drugs International for supply of COVID-19 drugs and personal protective equipment, despite being fully aware that the company was not a pharmaceutical entity but a consultancy firm. Zimbabwe, your president is working, trust me. This is similar to what happened in Zambia, where Dr. Chilufya awarded a pharmaceutical that doesn't even exist, and he is still minister. You have a leader. Honestly, for this type of rubbish that is going on, where somebody awards, a tender to supply COVID-19 materials to a company which is not even a pharmaceutical, it is a consultancy firm. Fraud. They are using their positions to steal from us, and the president is watching them. Now, the president of Zimbabwe, you deserve an award. For this alone will put Zimbabwe on the map for stopping this type of corruption. You are a good man, sir. Okay. A proxy of the United Arab Emirates registered company, Drugs International, Lilymutamztv, is currently in prison after his arrest last month. Moyo's dismissal comes amid mounting pressure by the Zimbabwean anti-corruption organizations and political parties who are demanding the president to fire all his government officials. July 31st has been set for a national protest against corruption and political challenges. In Zimbabwe, they can protest. In Zambia, we can't. Now, this is what we want to hear. When a country says it's a democratic country, you allow protests and you fire people with immediate effect. Dr. Chilufya of Zambia should have been fired long ago, especially after the $17 million award. But he is still there standing in Zambia. Okay, let me read another article. But this is so impressive of the president of Zimbabwe. Let me go on Al Jazeera as well, because Al Jazeera, I love Al Jazeera news. It's always accurate as well, and it just brings a difference to the way things are addressed. Okay. Al Jazeera states, Zimbabwe Health Minister Obadaiah Moyo sacked amid graft scandal. Moyo accused of illegally awarding multi-million-dollar contract for medical supplies, removed with immediate effect. That is powerful. So Obadaiah Moyo is scheduled to appear in court on the 31st of July. The Zimbabwean president has fired Health Minister Moyo, who has been charged with corruption over illegally awarding a multi-million-dollar contract for medical equipment. Dr. Chilufya is still the Minister of Health in Zambia, despite the scandals. Now you see, when Siawan says the Jagaban of corruption, you know now what he means. For those of you who don't know Siawan, he's on my YouTube channel. You can see videos there. Moyo was arrested last month following an investigation by the country's anti-graft commission. The 66-year-old is good. That's why I like Al Jazeera. They even mentioned the age. The 66-year-old has been freed on bail and is scheduled to appear in court on the 31st of July. These are the problems we keep on facing, where you have people who are over 65 working, and this is what they do. You're supposed to be an asset to the country of Zimbabwe, but you are now thinking of ways to steal by awarding a $60 million contract to a company which is just a consultancy firm. Why? Because you've seen that COVID-19 is an opportunity. COVID-19 has really exposed people, and I'm loving the fact that they are being exposed. Yeah. So this doctor, you will never practice as a doctor. In fact, ban him from the medical register in Zimbabwe, even worldwide. Even if he tries to fly abroad, he should never, ever have a job there. Okay, if he is convicted, the former hospital administrator faces a fine of up to 15 years in prison. Can you imagine that? You are a medical doctor, studied for probably 7 years, because in Africa it's 7 years, in the UK it's 5 years medicine. 7 years, huh? And then you decide to commit such an atrocious crime because it will benefit you alone. It is unfair. Don't abuse your position. And this is what we keep on asking about: accountability. When you are a minister, you're put in that position to help, to serve the people of that country. How then do you start thinking of how to award certain monies to yourself? I mean, take $1 million, 60. You alone, you want to take $60 million. Wow. Okay, so a statement on Tuesday by the government spokesperson Nick Mnangagwa said Moyo was removed from office for conduct inappropriate for a government minister. So I'm gonna put this screenshot from Nick Mnangagwa, who is, I believe this is the spokesperson, yes, the spokesperson of the government. This person even issued a letter, so here's a letter. The tweet says, Dr. Obadaiah has been removed from the post of cabinet minister with immediate effect. And then it says, press statement, the press statement by the chief secretary to the president and cabinet, Dr. M.J.M. Simanda, on the removal from office of cabinet minister Obadaiah Moyo. And then the letter just says, please be advised that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, CDE Ed Mnangagwa, has, in terms of Section 340, Section 1, Paragraph 1, as read with the Section 104, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, has removed Dr. Obadaiah Moyo from office of Cabinet Minister with immediate effect for conduct of inappropriate, of a government minister. But there's something I'm just noticing here. The president's last name. Okay, I was thinking it was the same. The president's last name is Mnangagwa, and then that one is Mnangagwa. So I was like, are they family? You know, I was trying to see. Yeah. So Moyo is facing charges of corruption and criminal abuse of office. Yes. This is what is happening in Zambia, where the people who are in office, they whip people, they do whatever they like without even being punished because they are above the law. A minister in Zambia can just wake up and say, nobody is coming to this town because I have said it. And the president will never even make a statement at all. They are abusing their position. But I like the fact that Zimbabwe is disciplining a whole medical doctor, putting him on immediate effect firing. This is what we want to see. President Lungu firing the youth minister, firing Dr. Chilfe, firing Dora Salia, firing Bowman Musambo. They need to be fired, these guys. They don't need to be there. Kampiongo should be fired. This is Zimbabwean president, demonstrating that he has the power and authority using the constitution to fire somebody with immediate effect. Now that is what we call leadership when it comes to corruption. No African leader should tolerate corruption and just look at it and say, oh, you're going to court tomorrow. No, fire you from the position. You should never even attend any cabinet meeting. Dr. Chilufya is still standing in parliament. That's what's happening in Zambia. This man is a fraudster. He's a thief. He even has houses that have been built. Where did he get the money from? He's building a hotel or something. And nobody has said anything about firing him except, oh, he's been arrested for 30 minutes. The man was already in parliament making a speech. Useless. Okay, so Moyo is facing charges of corruption and abuse of office over his role in a deal with a United Arab Emirates-based company to supply personal protective equipment and COVID-19 test kits. I hope this is not Hush Puppy deal, because Hush Puppy is in prison, is in America. Maybe this is what happened here, because he's the only one I know who tried to embezzle COVID-19 money. Okay, after Zimbabwe's opposition condemned the deal, which saw the medical supplies being sold at inflated prices, the government cancelled all contracts with the company, according to the local media reports. Did you hear that? This is Zimbabwe. The opposition rose against what was going on. They condemned it. The president of Zimbabwe didn't say, opposition leader, since you're speaking against our country, we're not going to allow you to speak. You are not going to come to our town. We're going to lock you up. No. They said what they had to say, and the president listened. Now that is leadership. That is leadership. And I love the president of Zimbabwe. He schooled in Zambia. He possesses the quality of a good Zambian man. Yes. So you see, according to media reports, the opposition put pressure, obviously through, social media posts. Nobody has stopped them. Even they are going to be protesting as well against the corruption that is happening. Nobody has said you cannot protest like what they said in Zambia. In Zambia, you can't protest. If you protest, they are sending police officers all over the streets of Zambia. The last time people wanted to protest, the youths were scared. They had to stay home because Mr. Kampyongo sent police cars in all the streets of Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia, to do whatever they can. Whoever is protesting, you were in trouble that day. Okay, so the case has received a great deal of attention in the country, facing a deepening economic crisis. Zimbabwe already is struggling, and then you steal $60 million. So they were inflating COVID-19, everything. This is why when you're in leadership, don't give someone access to funds. There should be 10 people that should authorize the money. How did this man manage to? Because he's a doctor, and if he approves to say, let's order from these people, it's good. And yet the man is a thief, fraudster. So you went to medical school to steal. Okay. To date, Zimbabwe has registered 787 coronavirus cases and 9 related deaths. Wow. So the nurses and doctors demand more pay and adequate protective gear to help cope with the coronavirus pandemic. The economy of Zimbabwe is not so good. I shot a video about Zimbabwe talking about the money that doctors get paid. It's about $100. The video is linked down below. And you can imagine this man stealing all this money to himself. Honestly, in such a harsh economy, you want to steal so much money using COVID-19, like taking advantage of the situation. When there's only 787 coronavirus cases, you want to steal millions? For what? Oh, our African leaders. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's the post from, I love Al Jazeera and how they just state things. So that's what's happened in Zimbabwe. The president of Zimbabwe has fired the Minister of Health with immediate effect. Dr. Moyo, bye-bye to your career as a medical doctor. If you are convicted, you will never, in fact, you should be convicted for awarding such type of money to a company which is not even a pharmaceutical. You are a fraudster. With that, guys, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as Gelowapese. It's inspiring to see our neighboring countries acting against corruption and giving the people of those countries the freedom to express and protest. We should learn from this as Zambians as well, and whichever country you belong to as well. This is obviously inspirational. I'm inspired by the president of Zimbabwe. Honestly, I am inspired, and I love the move that he's taken. Mr. President, sir, fire as many as possible. You are doing a great job. You don't want corruption cases on your head when you leave office. Thank you so much, guys. I love you.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and follow me on all social media platforms. It's simply at lilymutamztv.